Have you ever wondered how an electric car works? Well, you're not alone. As we gaze into the future of transportation, it's clear that electric cars are taking the center stage. Every day, they're cruising down our streets, turning heads with their sleek designs and silent engines. But beyond their glossy exterior lies a world of fascinating mechanics that's truly revolutionizing our drive. Increasingly popular and eco-friendly, electric cars are a testament to human ingenuity. But how do they function? What makes them different from their gas-guzzling counterparts? And most importantly, why should we care? These are some of the questions that we'll be exploring today. Our world is rapidly changing, and with it, our understanding of mobility. Electric cars are not just a trend, they're the future, and understanding how they work is a step towards embracing that future. So buckle up as we take a journey into the mechanics of an electric car. First, we need to understand the basic components that make up an electric car. Now imagine, if you could, an electric car as a living, breathing entity. It has a heart, a brain, and muscles, just like you and me. The heart of this entity, the element that gives it life, is the battery. This isn't your typical AA battery that's tucked away in your TV remote. Oh no, this is a high-capacity, rechargeable battery pack designed to store a large amount of energy. It's the lifeblood of the car, providing the power needed for every other component to function. Next, we have the brain of the car, the controller. It's the command center, if you will. This device interprets signals from the driver, such as acceleration or braking, and converts them into electrical signals. These signals then determine how much power is dispatched from the battery to the electric motor. So in essence, the controller is the decision maker, the mastermind behind the vehicle's movement. Lastly, we have the muscles of the car, the component that does all the heavy lifting, the electric motor. Unlike the traditional internal combustion engine that runs on gasoline or diesel, an electric motor runs on, well, electricity. This motor transforms the electrical energy from the battery into mechanical energy, which then drives the wheels and propels the car forward. Now, these are just the basic components of an electric car. There are several other components involved in the process, such as the charger, the inverter, and the transmission system, to name a few. But for the sake of simplicity, we're focusing on the main three today. So let's take a moment to recap. The battery, the controller, and the electric motor. These are the key components of an electric car. They play crucial roles in the operation of the vehicle, each with their own unique responsibilities. The battery stores and provides energy, the controller decides how much energy is needed, and the electric motor uses that energy to move the car. Remember, the battery, the controller, and the electric motor. These are the heart, brain, and muscles of any electric car. So, how does this high-tech battery work? You might ask. Well, let's dive right into it. The battery, usually located under the car's floor for better weight distribution, plays a key role in an electric vehicle. It's like the beating heart of the car, pumping energy to all its parts. The battery stores and provides power to the electric motor. It's like a reservoir of energy, ready to be tapped into whenever the car needs it. When you step on the accelerator, the battery discharges electricity, which powers the motor, and in turn propels the car forward. And when the battery's energy depletes, no, you don't have to replace it like a typical AA battery. You recharge it, plug it into an electric outlet, and voila, your car is ready for another round of emission-free driving. In essence, the battery is like the gas tank of a regular car. But instead of filling it with gasoline, you recharge it with electricity. Now, let's talk about the brain of the operation, the controller. This vital component of an electric car acts as the intermediary between the battery and the motor. Think of the controller as a maestro, conducting the symphony of power that propels the vehicle forward. The controller's main role is to regulate the amount of power that flows from the battery to the motor. It does this based on the driver's input. For instance, when you press down on the accelerator, the controller interprets this as a request for more power and delivers an increased amount of energy from the battery to the motor. On the other hand, if you ease off the accelerator, the controller recognizes this as a signal to reduce power, and it decreases the flow of energy accordingly. This seamless transition of power is what gives electric cars their smooth and responsive drive. In simple terms, the controller is like the carburetor in a traditional car. Finally, let's look at the muscle that moves the car, the electric motor. This is no ordinary motor, folks. It's the powerhouse, the workhorse, the main act of our electric vehicle show. Just as the heart pumps blood, supplying oxygen and nutrients throughout our bodies, the electric motor pumps power, propelling the car forward with impressive force. But how does it achieve this feat? Well, it all starts with the electrical energy stored in the battery. This energy is not yet ready to move our wheels. It needs to be converted into something a bit more tangible, mechanical energy. And that's where our electric motor comes into play. The electric motor takes this stored electrical energy and, through some nifty engineering, transforms it into mechanical energy. This is done by using the principles of electromagnetism. When electricity passes through a wire, it creates a magnetic field. This magnetic field pushes and pulls on magnets inside the motor, causing the motor to spin. The spinning motion of the motor is then translated into turning the wheels of the car. Now, you might be wondering, why not just use a traditional combustion engine? Well, the answer lies in the efficiency and simplicity of an electric motor. A combustion engine requires a complex system of pistons, crankshafts, and valves, not to mention the need for oil and gas. An electric motor, on the other hand, is beautifully simple and incredibly efficient, converting almost all of the electrical energy it receives into mechanical energy. So we've got our battery providing the power, our controller deciding how much power to use, and our electric motor, the true champion, converting that power into movement. It's a beautiful dance of science and engineering, and it's what makes electric cars such a fascinating feat of modern technology. So, unlike a gas car that needs a complicated engine to move, an electric car relies on this efficient electric motor. So, still with us? Good. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned about the inner workings of an electric car. We began with a look at the basic components, which are far fewer and simpler than those of a traditional car. We then went on to explore the role of the battery, the heart of the electric vehicle, storing the energy we need to get from point A to B. Next, we dove into the role of the controller, the brain of the operation, interpreting our commands and ensuring the car responds accordingly. And finally, we looked at the electric motor efficiently converting electrical energy into mechanical energy to propel the car forward. The simplicity and efficiency of electric cars, like the Tesla Model S, are truly remarkable. They represent a shining beacon of progress in our ever-evolving world. Thank you for joining us on this electrifying journey. Remember to subscribe and like the video. See you in the next video. If you made it this far, we appreciate your dedication to learning. The world of electric cars is fascinating, isn't it? We've dived deep into the heart of these marvels, understanding the components that make them tick: the battery, the controller, and the electric motor. It's the marriage of science and technology that brings these vehicles to life, and it's our passion to share that knowledge with you. And it's not just a one-way street, folks. We learn from you as much as you learn from us. That's the beauty of this community. So we encourage you to share this video with anyone else who might be curious about the world of electric cars. Maybe you have a friend who's thinking about making the switch from gasoline to electric, or perhaps you know a young mind that's fascinated by how things work. This video could be the spark that ignites their interest even further. But the conversation doesn't stop there. We want to hear from you. Do you have any questions about what we've covered today? Is there something you didn't quite understand or something you'd like to know more about? Then drop us a line in the comments section below. We're always eager to engage in meaningful discussions and answer your queries to the best of our ability. And hey, if you found this video useful, why not give us a thumbs up? It not only shows us that we're on the right track, but it also helps other folks find this resource and learn too. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You'll get a front row seat to all our new content, and we promise there's a lot more where this came from. We're all on this learning journey together, folks. Each video, each comment, each share brings us one step closer to understanding the wonderful world of technology that surrounds us. So let's keep the momentum going. Thanks for watching. See you in the next videos.